Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We've been off for a few days. That's because I missed some sleep. I have bipolar disorder, so it's not a good idea for me to miss sleep. So when I do, I take a day off streaming. So we took a couple days off. We're back. I've been really in the mood to play this game. It's called I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I've been just looking forward to playing more of it. We're gonna go day 2. This is the one. Load. Okay. This is where we left off. We've basically finished the first year. My mood is good. It says clear-minded. You've got no stress or worries. 10% chance to get a bonus +1 when increasing skills. Alright, last time when we left off, it said something about combat training available at the garrison. I think this is the garrison. Let's see. It looks like nobody wants to talk to me. I'm also gonna like run around and see if there's any collectibles. I have a few collectibles. Is this a collectible? That's not a collectible. Alright. I'm gonna talk to Mars real quick, just see if she has anything cool to say. Mars is watching her hollow screen intently. She shushes you before you can get a word in. They're about to kiss, Mars hisses, barely giving you a second look. Alright. Good old Mars. They're about to kiss. Okay, let's see what we got. Defense training. +2 combat, +1 animals. +1 friendship with anemone. +15 stress. Nah. Okay. What I'm gonna be doing today with this month, which I forget which month we're in. This is okay. Let me also tell you about this. This is the rebellion and loyalty slider. I've been getting loyalty points all along because I've been sort of playing as a team player. I'm really worried that at some point in the story it's gonna be like, oh, you've got too many loyalty points to like do anything against the government. And what I'm worried about is that the government is gonna be like corrupt or something somehow. I don't know how that's gonna work in a colony of like 100 people, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm worried that the government is gonna be corrupt and I won't be able to like correct any of it because I have too many loyalty points. If that happens, I have to tell you, I'm gonna be a little bit upset with the writers. But we'll see how it goes. Let's go in here. Pick an activity to do this month. Let's view the notice board real quick. Colony food shortfall -100% low. Colony security rating 0% red. Okay, we know all the officers. Okay, it doesn't say there's gonna be a festival, but I assume there will be another festival in winter. I mean, in summer. You show up to the delivery depot bright and early as most of the colony is still yawning and pawing around for their morning cup of blep tea. We have blep tea on the colony. Seek is there with a large stack of thin white rectangles. Is that paper? Neat, so nostalgic. But we have hollow palms. Why use paper? That's terrible for the environment. We have hollow palms. Why use paper? You thought paper was extinct or obsolete or whatever. The only time you've ever seen real paper ever really used paper was in the creche during craft time. Seek pushes the bridge of their glasses up. Actually, they tell you, we'll be using a lot more paper now that we have access to such rich sources of cellulose fibers. Trees, that is. Governor Udicott is quite sentimental for the feel of ink on paper. I myself have traded in my hollow palm stylus for a pen. You're to deliver a stack of these reports to every council member in the colony. Seek asks you not to read them, but says it's just boring adult stuff you wouldn't understand anyway. You clutch the papers to your chest and nod. First stop is engineering. Paper? Dr. Instance is exasperated. The governor is sending messages by paper now? Is this a joke? Tell me this is a joke. You shuffle your feet nervously. Seek seemed serious to you. She skims the first page, muttering to herself, and there's sensitive information in here. Of all the superfluous, technophobic, sentimental foolishness. You back quietly away. Next stop, the cafeteria. Antecedent takes the notices carefully with both hands. Paper, what a strange idea. And oh look, Governor Uticott has even signed it. What marvelous handwriting she has. I wonder what I'm supposed to do with this once I'm finished reading it, she thinks out loud. Throw it in a disassembler? It seems far too precious for that. Will I need to get a filing cabinet in here, I wonder? I suppose I can recycle it for craft time. Next up is the expeditions office. Tonin meets you outside. He's struggling under the shifting weight of an enormous crate. It appears that whatever's inside wants out. Sorry, Solane, could you just put them down on that bench? I'll take them inside in a minute. Another surveyor overhears and laughs. The governor's sending paper memos now? Is she really that old? What's next? Toilet paper? Uh-oh, what do we use instead of toilet paper? Do we use the 3 seashells? The moment you put the documents down, a gust of wind picks them back up, and they fly everywhere. You snatch for them, but accidentally drop the rest of the stack you're holding. Scramble to pick them all up. Doing paperwork. +1 for each unplayed card. You shove the papers back together haphazardly, embarrassed at your clumsiness. I need organizing 20 or greater to sneak a peek. Refrain from sneaking any peeks. You dutifully deliver the remaining reports to Chief Rhett and your mom, who both seem confused they weren't sent via the holonet. You're a good kid and a good delivery person. You feel proud and important for delivering all the messages just like you were told. So I get -5 stress and +5 loyalty. I get more loyalty points all the time. Is that going to be bad? Okay, my goal is 12. As you get older, challenges can have conditions. The challenge suit, social, mental, or physical, determines what conditions can appear and which decks will work best. Try to collect social yellow cards if you want to win battles for social skills. Empathy, persuasion, creativity, bravery. Okay, I also have some collectibles. Alright, I won by 1. Okay. Could draw a card. Well, whatever. We'll just win. +4 organizing. +2 from 1 challenge and absorbent brain 1. 1 friendship with Mars, 1 perception, 6 kudos, +1 from best score, and 10 stress. Mid quiet goes to late quiet. Okay, let's run around the yard. See if anybody needs to talk to me or if they've got any kind of... Nope. Okay. This month, I'm gonna go into engineering and we're gonna study engineering. Professor Howe rubs his hand together as he waits for the class to settle down. He's in a great mood. This must be his favorite subject to teach. If biology and chemistry are the wet sciences, then engineering must be a dry one. But believe me, this class definitely won't be dry. He winks. It's weird. We'll also be learning math, physics, computing, robotics, architecture, and astronomy. Tangent raises her hand. Will we also learn about nuclear engineering, she asks. Professor Hal nods. Yes, at a beginner level. We'll have an overview of atomic theory and take a field trip to the engine rooms to learn how our ship's nuclear reactor works to power the colony. Okay. Oh boy, I gotta get a lot. See how I did that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this changes the card to the right to become a 3. So it was a 1. We went 1, 2, 3, 4. Super goal. 25. Wow. I've never gotten a super goal before. Win. You worked well this month. +1 engineering. I got +4 engineering instead of +1. +3 from 1 challenge, super goal, absorbent brain perk. +1 friendship with tangent. +2 reasoning, +15 stress, and +1 kudos from best score. Okay. Late quiet turns into early pollen, so we're in sort of springtime, pollen time. Plants are making babies. Oh, my dad needs to talk. Let's talk, Dad. You meet your dad adjusting a watering pot in your mom's flower garden. He's having a sneezing fit, his eyes runny and red. You're alarmed. You've never seen him look sick before. People were hardly ever ill on the stratospheric, except sometimes when the zero-G rooms made them queasy. Not to worry, my little beanstalk, he says nasally. I'll be fine. It's just this pollen making my head a little stuffy. He wipes his nose with a handkerchief and looks around. Everywhere you turn, the air is soupy and tinged with pink from all the floating pollen. On Earth, your dad tells you, we used to call this hay fever. I know hay fever very well. Even though it had nothing to do with hay, your mom cuts in, cutting a large bouquet of flowers. The native flowers seem to be in full bloom this time of year. She buries her nose deep in them, and they smell fantastic. Your dad smiles kindly and agrees that they sure are beautiful. Then he blows his nose loudly. Sniff the flowers tentatively. Tell them you're scared of the pollen. I'm going to sniff these flowers. They do smell good, and they look harmless. Your dad's eyes look so sad, but maybe that's just the allergies. Hey, Solane, I know the last few weeks have been very hard for you. This might be a good time to relax and stick around the quarters wing. Okay, I've got plenty of stress to go. But he says maybe I should be in the quarters. Maybe I'll take his word for it. Alright. The living quarters. Pick an activity to do this month. Relax in the lounge. It's nice to take some time off to chill after all the stress of school and work, not to mention the mental toil of just living on this unpredictable planet. Looks like you're not the only one who needs some downtime. Some of the other kids are relaxing in the lounge. Approach Mars and Dis. Okay, but you do stink, you hear Mars defend herself. It's not my fault that you can't tell. Maybe your nose stopped working, but the rest of us can smell it, and... She waves her hand in front of her nose and makes a PU gesture, then turns to you. He smells awful, right, Solane? Do a sniff test. Yeah, Dis always needs a shower. Stop being so mean, Mars. This whole planet smells awful anyway. Do a sniff test. 2 friendship with Mars lost. You make a show of sniffing the air around Dis, and he stands uncomfortably still. His clothes are a little dirty, but he smells fine to you, kind of faintly boyish, like leaves and grass. You tell this to Mars. Leaves and grass. Ooh, yes, she says, nodding. That's exactly what I meant. If you think that smells good, you're both hopeless. What's wrong with leaves and grass? But I got 5 loyalty again. I'm now down to 10 out of 100 rebellion. Okay. Relaxing. You took the month off. Do you want to forget? Sure, forget this. Forget discovering. It's like a baby memory. I don't want my baby memory still in there. Early pollen changes to mid pollen. I didn't want to lose friendship with Mars. I'm trying to be friends with Mars. Oh, here's a sturdy mushwood log. It's collectible. I don't know why Dad told me to rest. Maybe that was just a generic... He thinks I should be resting more. I was worried there was some sort of event I was going to miss if I didn't do it. Pick an activity to do this month. Deliver supplies. Mars has asked you to recruit some new members for the Secret Fun Time Club. Who do you approach about this fun, exciting opportunity to make friends and be your own boss? Duh, it's Cal. Cal, so +2 friendship with Cal. Cal listens patiently while you explain the rules of the club. He says when you get to the part about the pledge you have to say to join. I don't know if I want to say like humans are the best, he continues. What if we changed it so it's more of an ambiguous, like humans are really cool. I mean, humans are great, but animals are good too. It'll take some politicking, but you think you can convince Mars. Oh, one more thing, Cal says. What about Anemone? She's really cool too. If I'm in the club, she should defo be in the club too. It's hard to argue with that. Looks like you got a 2-for-1. Anemone and Cal are both at the next meeting and very excited to be part of the group. Mars looks excited to have more people to boss around. Anemone can be vice president of kicking stuff, Mars announces. You know, for if we need extra security or like if we need to open a door and can't use our hands. Cal will be the vice president of transportation, Mars continues. Cal pulls out his hoverboard and grins. That'll be useful if we need to get somewhere fast, or if only one of us does anyway. He can deliver secret messages too. If only one of us needs to get around. Oh goodness, she's so... Mars makes them raise their hands. Do you promise to always be cool kids and do fun stuff and never tell any adults about the Secret Fun Time Club? Cal and Anemone agree readily. Okay, I gotta get a 14. That didn't do it. 9, 11. Oh, this will change. There we go. That might do it. That'll do it. I forgot this card was in there. So I changed the 0 to a 3. Good. 0, 1, 2, 3. I knew this card would be good for making straights. That's why I got it instead of the 5 one. You worked well this month. Okay. 4 organizing. +2 perception. Clear-minded. Oh good. Clear-minded finally came in handy. +6 kudos. +10 stress. And 1 friendship with Mars. You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marzipan struts in. Look at you eating cereal, she says, turning her nose up at you. I'll bet you don't even know what day today is. Your birthday? No, you dummy, she explains, swatting her shoulder. My birthday is in the first month of wet season. You better remember that. Learn Mars' birthday. Today, she announces to the room, is St. Valentine's Day. Dis and Cal wander over to hear more. Back on Earth, Mars explains, it was a day when everybody had to give their best friend a gift, especially sweets. And then you put the sweets under your pillow, and it makes you dream about who you're going to marry. And there are decorations of hearts and arrows and pigs. Pigs. Cal laughs. Pigs? We don't even have pigs here. Before Mars can answer, Dis snorts. This is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy. He rolls his eyes and walks away. As he leaves, Mars shouts at his back, well, nobody was going to pick you anyway. You stink. Valentine's Day sounds like fun. I know who my best friend will be. I think it's dumb too. Valentine's Day sounds like fun. Cal nods, clapping his hands excitedly. I'm gonna tell all the other kids about it, Mars says, so you go around and find your best friend and give them a gift. She points her finger at you. Make sure you do it by the end of the day or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, she adds, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only fair. She tosses her hair over her shoulder and laughs. Mars is so funny. Mid-pollen. Late pollen, okay. When did she say her birthday was? Early wet, okay. Mars has clearly been waiting for someone to come ask her to be their BFF, but she's trying to play it cool, looking expectant and nonchalant at the same time. She's tapping her foot while kind of idly looking around at nothing. Want to be best friends? +2 friendship with Mars. She hums, opening her hollow palm. Let me make sure I didn't promise too many other friends already. She pokes at her hollow palm, holding it so you can't see what she's doing. Let's see, you have a lot of good qualities that I'm looking for in a best friend. Yes. I think of all the kids who applied, you're the most qualified for the position. Okay, Solane, I choose you as my best friend. Aw, we're best friends. You remember the thing about the candy and fish some soy sweets out of your back pocket to offer her. They've gotten a bit soft and warm. What flavor are they? She asks, holding each one up to the light to appraise it. Ooh, a green fizz. Those are rare. Then she surprises you by handing you an entire bar of chocolate, a whole week's rations wrapped like a present in a scrap of iridescent cloth. Marzipan always remembers her friend, she says, nodding benevolently. Well, that was nice. I knew she could be nice. Cal, you're alright too. Cal is scooting an empty wheelbarrow through the gardens. Beep beep, he cheers. I'm a garden bot. Get out of my way. He pulls up beside you and laughs. Hey Solane, what's happening? Want to hear a fun nature fact? One duplicate when drawn. That's interesting. You recently overheard the children learning how to count by studying hop eyes. Hop eyes have 1 foot and 2 tail forks, 3 stomachs, and 4 eyes. Hop eyes have 4 eyes and 3 stomachs? Hop eyes are interesting. Alright, I got +2 biology and +2 friendship with Cal. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky. Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic with you. Wait, how did they find out what hop eyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. How do you think, Cal? New perk. Native botany. Unlock xenobotany research in geoponics. That's interesting. Is that here? Explore the xenobotany lab. Hey kiddo, your dad says, looking up from his work desk where he's dissecting a huge bell-shaped flower. Can you hand me that separator? I've really got my hands in things here. You hand him the tool which he uses to wedge open some sort of weird stoma-like opening inside the bell. Gooey purple nectar oozes out and pools on the desk. Whoa, he exclaims. I thought I'd drain this little beauty. Can you get a towel, I guess? You help him mop up the flower juice. Yuck, it's sticky and smells like rotting vegetables. When you're done, he looks at you with pride. You know, I've been thinking of getting one of you kids to come help me out with researching the native plants, he says. You think you might be able to break off some time to help your old man in the lab? I know you've been studying biology, he adds. It's not as glamorous as gene tech research with instants, but it is important. He grins. Let me talk to your mom about it tonight before you go telling her. She's not a fan of alien plants, you know. If it were up to her, we'd fill this greenhouse with earth plants and nothing else, but there's got to be more on this planet that we can cultivate. If you find any cool plants while you're exploring, bring them here, and we can take a look at them. Unlock Zeobotany in Geoponics. Okay. Research Xenobotany. +2 biology. +2 organizing. +1 friendship with Cal. +15 kudos. And only +10 stress. That might work. That gives me a lot of organizing. Okay. That might work. Look how polleny it is. Hey, Tang. Oh, good, Tang says, barely looking up from her microscope. Another thick-skulled cretin coming to interrupt my work. What do you want? Here, I have something for you. Tang shrugs. You should probably just keep it. I don't even know what I'd do with that. When you insist she keep it, she shrugs again. Sure, maybe I'll find a use for it. +1 friendship with Tangent. Okay, she doesn't especially like that. But that's okay. We learn things by doing. Okay, let's go and do this xenobotany research. Your dad introduces you to the little lab they have set up in one of the greenhouses. It's incredible, he says, gesturing all around him. We're surrounded by alien flora and we know practically nothing about it. What's edible? What's medicine? What can we make fibers with or build with or use in ways we haven't thought of yet? He beams at you. You and me, we're going to find out, my little potato. Your dad directs you to a research bench, and here's where you'll be working. The bench is buried under samples and beakers and weird-looking alien sprouts. More than just a simple table, the analysis bench is covered with buttons and little holes you can put things into. Let's see. There is no on switch. Yep, you looked everywhere. Press buttons at random. You smash all the table's buttons until yo, kiddo. His congruence, the friendly ship's computer, beams at you from her own holoscreen set into the bench. Of course she's here. She's the guardian of all knowledge in the colony, after all. You wonder who she got yo from. Your dad laughs. Don't tell anyone, but congruence is the real brains of the operation, he confesses. Though it's not like it's a secret. She'll make sure we don't do anything super dangerous, which means you and I get to focus on experimentation. If you follow the rules and stick to what you already know, you won't learn anything new, so don't be afraid to try stuff. Researching xenobotany. Okay, let's see. 0, 1, 2, 2, 4. That'll work. That gets me a few points. Uh, 19. I guess I could go with that. What's this do? +2 to a card. Draw a card. I'm gonna put this 2 here. That gets me a little run. Alright, super goal. Victorious. I have a lot of kudos. +5 biology. +3 from 1 challenge, super goal, absorbent brain perk. +1 friendship with Cal. +2 organizing, 15 kudos, and 10 stress. Very good, very good. Early dust. Talk to me, Dad. Dust is such a dry, hot season, but both suns are high in the sky, baking the usually lush Vertumnan jungle. If there's a breeze, it's warm and, you guessed it, dusty. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after you're asleep, so you have to visit them at work if you want to see them. Good morning, Gooseberry. Your dad greets you cheerily. Have you come to see the harvest? Your mom and I are gathering crops from actual Vertumnan dirt this week. Sure, that sounds neat. He shows you around the rows of corn and beans from Earth. They all look a little yellow and scraggly, not what you'd expect, but your dad enthusiastically points out the vegetables ready to harvest. Don't forget, he tells you, the Vertumnalia Festival is coming up. There will be a talent show and a science fair. I'm sure you're eager to participate, Solane. Great. Let's go. Great. Great. Oh, another sproggy, whatever it is. Mushwood log. Hello, Mars. Mars yawns as you approach, making no attempt to hide it. So boring here. I just watch holovids all day and all night. Why would I bother sleeping? It's not like I need to save my energy for anything. She sighs. I wish I were in a holovid, then maybe something interesting would happen. Alright. 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 Ah, is there anything nicer than freshly nano-printed supplies? They're so warm and they have that new smell. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. That'll work. +4 organizing. +1 perception, 6 kudos, 10 stress. It's time once more for Vertumnalia. The mood of the colony has been muted this year ever since the attack during Glow. Though everything is still cheerfully decorated and the feast table is still heavy with food, mostly soy rations, this Vertumnalia just feels different in a way you can't describe. Colonists gather in the square for Governor Udicott's speech. What a year Vertumna has given us, the governor begins in her weedy voice. I stand before you so proud of everything the colony has accomplished in such a short time. I've always hoped that we would bring with us the best facets of humanity, cooperation, resilience, and creativity, and the events of this year have given me no reason to doubt my convictions. These creatures were unexpected, but I urge everyone to consider what it means for life here. If Vertumna can sustain megafauna, then that means conditions are good for us as well. Our friends in geoponics are already working on the logistics of domesticating the wildlife. Your dad, as second cultivator, stands and gives a sheepish wave to the crowd. There is a smattering of applause. Mars elbows you. Hey, she whispers, did you hear? My dad says Udicott's gonna announce the depot's open to the public. You shoot her a questioning look and she rolls her eyes. You know, shopping? Somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up? There's gonna be candy and toys and makeup and nice smelling soap. Not the boring kind in the communal showers. You know the concept of shopping. They do it in the holovids from Earth, especially the ones Mars likes. But you've never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need. But it would be nice to buy yourself a treat. My dad's given me an allowance, Mars says, shooting you a look of pity. It's too bad your parents make you work for yours. Yeah, that's too bad. Thanks, Mars. You and Mars tune back into the speeches just as Udicott, as predicted, announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Mars gives you a knowing look as she claps. Udicott gestures for the council members to stand. Finally, the council remains unchanged from last year. We are, as always, Proud to serve you and the colony as your government. The music starts up as Governor Udicott finishes. Thank you for all your hard work and your perseverance this year, she says over the ruckus. Together we build the future. The crowd disperses and sets up for the annual Vertumnalia Games. Just like last year, there's a talent show, a science fair, a bot wrestling, now with an obstacle course. Which one do you participate in this year? I'm going to try the science fair again. Loyalty, let's do friendship with Tangent. Your competitor for the science fair is, predictably, Tangent. Her project is on the tensile strength of various building materials, concluding that mushwood is the best choice when you consider not just strength but also sustainability and ease of use. The judges want to know what you've been working on. Present your project. A hard reasoning challenge. Okay. Oh, I have, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. We're not going to win this. I can predict that right now. All right. We really gotta... Oh. Oh. Why is this... I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Almost. What if I did it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys, we did it. We may have just won. In secret, you've been working on a social experiment about delayed gratification. You've been sneakily studying the adults, taking notes on their snacking habits and their mood. You found that Seek and Dr. Instance rarely eat sweets, but Utopia and Antecedent do all the time. You correlate this with their attention span when you see them tackle frustrating problems. You know, problems you can control and repeat, like if a child backtalks them. Oh no. What a weird... The judges are impressed with your methodology, Instance perhaps a little begrudgingly. They award you first place. Science fair champion. A 5 quality. Nice. Nice. Minus 50 stress. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much needed break. Mars organizes a water fight that takes over the whole colony, even the adults. It brightens everyone's spirits, even in the thick heat of dust. Good idea, Mars. You end up on top of the western wall with discs, launching water-filled poof shrooms down on an unsuspecting anemone in the sports ball court below. The walls seem like a neat place to hang out and relax. Much quieter than the lounge, if you're looking for some solitude. Unlocked relax on the walls in the garrison. Okay. Early dust. Mid-dust. Alright. Can't believe I won the science fair. That's incredible. Of course, I did have to use a collectible to do it, but that's alright. I unlocked a thing where I rest on the walls in the garrison. Let's see. +1 friendship with Dis. Minus 100 stress. Forget 1 memory optional. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's research xenobotany. You're pulling weeds from the garden beds when you see Cal scurry past you, moving with a purpose. He doesn't even stop to say hello before he disappears into a barn. Just follow him. You slip into the barn behind Cal. He's so absorbed in whatever's in that broken storage box that he doesn't hear you. You can do it, he whispers. Come on, go, go, go. Excuse me. You creep forward, but the barn door creaks closed behind you and Cal jumps. Solane, he says, moving between you and the box. What do you need? What's in the box? Cal clenches his fists. Nothing. It's nothing. Whatever Cal is going to say next is interrupted by a chirping noise from the box. Cal gasps and whirls around, and you both rush forward to look. Inside the box is a pink caterpillar-like creature about the length of your arm, blinking up at you with big, multifaceted eyes. Its mouth parts wave at you and make a clicking, chirping noise. It's hatched, Cal says. Hey, little baby, come to the world. Welcome to the world. You knew about this thing? Yeah, it showed up in one of the first shipments of mushwood, he says, rubbing its little nose. Just curled up in a little cocoon. It looks like a dried up leaf, but warm. It looked like a dried up leaf. I didn't want to just throw it away in case whatever was inside was still living. And no one was using this busted up storage box, so what is it? Dunno, Cal says. I looked it up on the Surveyor archives, but nobody's found anything like it before. It's true, you have no idea what this creature is. Cal puts small creature on his shoulder. What are you, little buddy? Cal asks. You look like a big old caterpillar, but cuter. The creature yawns, showing off circular rows of tiny, even teeth. It nestles against Cal's neck as he scritches it under the chin. Maybe we can call you a dillypillar. He touches one of its 6 white cat feet. Socks. Socks the dillypillar. It could be dangerous, Cal. I hope nobody finds out. Same here, Cal says. Do you remember Mrs. Manners, the mouse we found on the stratospheric? The grown-ups wouldn't let us keep her. He frowns. I wonder what happened to her in engineering. Maybe Tang knows. Uh-oh. I have to hide her, Cal says, looking around. Think she'll be okay if I keep her in the broken storage box? He places Socks gently into the box and closes the lid. Go back to sleep, little buggy wuggy, he croons. Sleep tight. Alright. A cool little episode. Alright. So we have... Oof, we didn't make it. Oh. I'll just... There we go. Okay. Victorious. Alright, plus 5 biology. I am ranking up biology really well. It's 3 organizing. Plus 1 from clear-minded status. Very good. Plus 30 kudos. Plus 15 from popular status. Plus 10 stress. What is popular? Popular, you're a winner and everyone wants to be your friend. That's new. Dust season, late dust. Let's run around the yard. Nobody needs to talk to me. Oh, she needs to talk to me. Hello, Mars. You know, Selene, you're alright, Mars says as you approach. You blink at her, trying to figure out what she means. You're alright? You're an alright what? At your stunned silence, Mars laughs and tosses her hair over her shoulder. You're alright, she repeats. You actually have good taste, unlike all these other nullheads. Ever since we landed, it's been help with this, Mars, and don't waste resources on that, Mars. It's boring. At least you understand the importance of sophistication. Of course. I'm a sophisticated lad. You shoot the breeze with Mars a bit longer. At some point, Dis skulks out of the living quarters and has to pass by both of you. Oh, pass by you both, clearly trying not to draw your attention. Ugh, where is he going now? Mars mutters to you, then raises her voice so Dis can hear. Try not to get eaten by aliens, she calls out to Dis. If you die out there, they can't use your body for fertilizer. Don't be a waste. Shut up, Mars. Dis is cool. +2 friendship with Dis. Glad I didn't lose friendship with Mars. You say it loud enough for Dis to hear. He looks at you with wide eyes before scurrying toward the walls. Alright. +2 friendship with Mars. Mars's ambition. I have to spend a kudos to use it, but it is a 5. That's pretty good. Huh, Mars says with a little smile. No accounting for taste. She seems to respect that you challenged her. She watched Dis disappear from sight, then shrugs. Maybe you can get through to him. I've tried, but he doesn't care about contributing to the colony or being popular, or earning kudos, or anything important. What do you contribute, Mars? What do you contribute? Mars laughs and put her hands on her hips. I contribute plenty, and you know it, Selene. People need someone to tell them what to do, don't they? I mean, I guess you're on your way to being the next governor. I guess I'm on my way to being the biologist. Alright. So this month, I guess we want to do... Let's look at our friendships. Cal is looking pretty good. Tangent is looking pretty good. Mars is okay. Dis, Tammy, and... Oh, Tammy is gone, by the way. Okay. Okay. Visit the supply depot. Okay, what do we got? Photo phoner. +1 to social cards. That costs 100 kudos. I have a total of 102. Cake. Is this just a card I can use? +5 animals, +1 to all flushes. Animal book. +5 persuasion. +1 bonus to pairs. +5 biology. +1 bonus to straights. How interesting. Animal book. Alright, does that go into my collectibles? No. Year? Oh, okay. You'll keep adding to your decks as you age and can forget cards by spending time relaxing. You have a limited number of gear slots based on your organization and other skills. Click gear to equip, unequip it. Collectibles that you find while exploring may be given as gifts to friends or used during challenges for one-use bonuses. +1 to challenges. +5 animals. +1 to flushes of 2 or more cards. Guess I'll equip the animal book. Okay. I don't know why I wanted animals so bad, but I'm sort of the biologist guy, so being good with animals might also help. Oh yeah, we were gonna go in here. We'll deliver supplies. It's another meeting of the Secret Fun Times Club. You're trying to figure out what to do today. It's your job as vice president of Fun Ideas, but you're having trouble coming up with something. Think, Solane, think. What's that smell? Tang asks as she joins you. You think she means someone farted and you giggle, but then you can smell it too. It's like burning mustard or spices, strong and acrid. Then the overhead lights start to flicker. Oh, that keeps happening, Mars says with a shrug, like the same time every afternoon. Nobody knows why. It's a mystery. She and Tang look at each other, then at you. A mystery. They jump to their feet. There's a mystery afoot, and the SFC is going to solve it. Tang brings up a fresh notepad on her hollow palm and adds 2 bullet points. Clue 1, weird smell. Clue 2, flickering lights. Cal sniffs the air. The smell's coming from that vent, he says, pointing to a screen in the corner. Get a schematic to see where the vent goes. You pull up a schematic of the ship on your hollow palm and track down where this vent goes. It takes a snaking route around the ship and connects to the cafeteria kitchens. It smells awful in here. Auntie Seaton is here, fanning the nano printer with a cutting board while it belches out foul black smoke. Oh gosh, kids, she says, don't come any closer. Darn nano printer's on the fritz again. Everything that comes out is awfully burned, and I don't want you to breathe the smoke in. Every gosh darn day, she mutters under her breath. You look up. The lights are flickering here, too. There, did you see it? You take a closer look. There's some kind of black dust near them. That's weird. Like little clumps of it are stuck to the wall and ceiling, all around the outlet and the back of the nanoprinter too. You climb up onto the counter, much to antecedent's annoyance. When you put your hand near the black dust, your hollow palm makes your hand tingle, like it's vibrating slightly. Tangent climbs up with you and tries it too. Electromagnetism, she confirms. The ferromagnetic materials in our hollow palms are reacting to the presence of magnets, or an electric current. I think it's in this dust. She makes a note. Clue 3, electromagnetic dust. Auntie Seaton shoos you out of the kitchens. Out, out. Go play somewhere else, my darlings. We've got supper to prepare. You follow the clumps of black dust through the lounge. Excuse me a second. Oh, excuse me. You follow the clumps of black dust through the lounge, down a long hallway to the children's creche. It's quiet here, and instinctively you all walk softly and stop talking. You slow as you approach the playroom. The creche playroom is empty and dimly lit, except for the hollow projector in the corner showing a purple teddy bear, the one that electrocuted your friend Tammy. It keeps flickering on and off. Bravely enter the room. Wait for someone else to go first. Anemone steps up. It's time for the vice president of kicking things to do her job, she says quietly. Careful, Anemone. As she steps in, all the lights in the room suddenly turn on. 2 musical toys start playing all at once, and a toy robot begins spinning in circles, whirring. Mars shrieks. Tangent rushes suddenly forward, grabs a glass from an art table, and slams it upside down on the counter. I caught it, she yells. Uh-oh, what do I got? Okay. Some kind of thing. You gather around to see. Under the glass are what look like 4 round metal things, like ball bearings. As you watch, one of them starts to roll. It advances to the edge of the glass, then rolls in a ring around the inside. It stops, then a pair of long silver antennae emerge from the top of the ball. They click together, producing a bright spark of electricity. You all jump back. The other 3 balls gradually wake and begin snapping their own antenna. I think we've solved our mystery, Tang says with a growing smile. Sure enough, you find more magnetic black dust and something else. Tiny bite marks in the electric cord leading to the hollow projector. Uh-oh. Maybe we just figured out why Tammy died. They must be feeding off the electricity, Tang explains, then storing it like a battery to use for self-defense. And this dust must be their excrement. Fascinating. You report your findings to Professor Howell. He realizes these pests have in fact been siphoning off electric current from your ship since it landed and are responsible for some dangerous power surges. One such surge must have been the one that killed your friend Tammy. From a quick look around the room, everyone knows it. Anemone rubs Cal's back as he stares at the ground. Aw. Hal gives you all some kudos and thanks. The mystery of the weird smell. 4. Alright. Alright, let's see. Well. Okay. +3 organizing, +1 perception, +12 kudos, +10 stress, 1 friendship with Mars. Late dust goes into early wet. Okay, let me check. Okay, it is Mars's birthday, excuse me. Let's wonder if there's any Okay. Let's talk to her and see if she will accept a gift. Mars is leaning over a hollow screen, chin in hand. She exhales and blows a piece of hair out of her eyes. I hate schoolwork, she says, but my dad's told me that a good education is necessary for all people of culture, so I guess I gotta do it. She scrolls listlessly through her work with one finger. I'm doing the science parts last, though. Alright, found something you might like. We're gonna give her medicinal roots. Ugh, Mars says, what do you expect me to do with this? I'll put it where it belongs, outside in the dirt. Well, dang. That was the best thing I had. Let's go do xenobotany. The colony uses recycled spaceship parts to build new structures, but most new construction is made of mushwood, a fungal lumber harvested from the mushrooms that tower over the forest in wet season. It's strong, tall, and versatile, like bamboo was back on Earth, but the downside of harvesting fungus in wet is that the logs need to be dried out for almost 2 months before they can be used in construction. Maybe if you study the mushwood, you can figure out a way to shorten the drying time. You'll need to get your hands on some mushwood to study. 3 pieces should do. Come back with it later. Okay, let's see what we can do here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, tell you what we'll do. 4, 5. Super goal! We got us a super goal, ladies and gentlemen. +6 biology. +4 from 1 challenge. Super goal. Absorbent brain perk. Organizing. 32 kudos. +17 from best score and popular status. +10 stress. Early wet goes to mid wet. Okay. We're basically going to play until like the end of the year, I guess. Alright. Mars' pockets are bursting with candy. I'm so glad the shop is open, she says, pulling a piece of soy taffy with her teeth until it snaps. It's honestly not even worth living if I can't shop. Alright. Alright. Excuse me. visit the supply depot. Okay. Instead, we will do deliver supplies. Didn't realize that delivery person also includes recycling disposal. Watching the particle shredder work is fascinating and a little scary. You don't want to accidentally fall in. Okay, our goal here is... Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe if I do this. That'll work. +4 organizing, +1 perception, +6 kudos, and +10 stress, and 1 friendship with Mars. Mid-wet changes to late wet. New perk. Equip an additional gear. Organizing level 1. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's go to gear. Equip this. Maybe. Let's go to the supply depot. Let's get this. Good. And let's equip it. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Bonus to straights is gonna get us a lot. Okay. We just did deliver supplies. What we're gonna do now is research. I need 3 mushwood logs. I only have 1. Okay. Research xenobotany. You're helping your mom repair the garden fence when you see Cow slip away into the barn carrying a blanket. You excuse yourself and follow him. Does he still have that weird pet bug? He does, in fact, still have the weird pet bug. Cal looks up at you and smiles, cradling Socks in his arms and rocking her back and forth. The little nubs on her butt seem like they're getting longer. She must be growing. I made her a little bed in that trunk over there, he says. She mostly just likes to be curled up in the dark. She sleeps a lot. She's a baby. Socks chirps and Cal sits on the floor, letting her curl up in his lap. I've been coming in early every morning and staying late every day so she can play in the sun, he explains. That's when she's most active, but her favorite thing is laying in my lap for belly rubs. He tickles her soft tummy. Isn't that right, Socks? Who's a good dilly pillar? You are. You are. Socks trills in delight. Do you want to feed her? Cal asks. I collected a bunch of leaves for her. Here, take one. You kneel down beside them and take one of the leaves. Socks trundles from Cal's lap into your cupped hands and gingerly holds the leaf between her 2 front paws. She's like a tiny dinosaur caterpillar. Munch, munch, munch. Oh, ouch! Socks nips at your finger. Her teeth are really, really sharp. I'm going to play it cool. What does this take? Toughness 11 or greater. You pretend like it doesn't hurt, but it super does hurt. You can barely keep yourself from crying as Socks munches happily at the rest of the leaf. When she's done, Cal puts her gently back in the box. Then he notices your hand and gasps, Solane, you're hurt. Cal looks over your finger, which is bleeding sluggishly from the shallow puncture wounds. I learned first aid from my mom, he says. Let's just wrap it and tell people you banged it in a door, okay? He bites his lip. If people think she's dangerous, they'll take her away. She's not dangerous. It was just an accident. Oh. Cal brushes his hand over the loose dirt and straw of the barn floor. My mom says the aliens here are dangerous, he mutters. I asked, like, in theory, if I found an alien, could I keep it as a pet? But she said I can't, even if it's a nice alien, because of diseases and stuff. He sighs. Socks isn't sick, he insisted, and she doesn't mean to hurt anybody. The other animals probably don't either. Alright, Cal. Okay, I need... There we go. Why is this +1? Battle condition. Card gets +1. Oh. Okay. There's a commotion in the square. An expedition's vehicle has driven through the gates and is idling in the middle of the square. An unusual sight. People come down from command to investigate. Utopia gets out of the vehicle and trudges over to Utica. After a brief conversation, you see Utica gesture for people to unload the vehicle and clear the area. You stay out of the way to see what they're unloading. Alright, I got 10 stress. It's a body. Chief Surveyor Tonan's body. Uh-oh. Someone quickly covers him with a sheet, but not before the image of his torn open body is seared into your memory. However he died, it was violent and bloody. You feel your stomach cramp with nausea. What happened? Dis asks, coming over to crouch around the corner with you. You share that Uncle Tonan is dead, and he stares at the sheet-covered body intensely, as if he could see through it. Did they say how? I'm sure they'll tell us later. 5 more loyalty. Dis frowns. No, they won't. They'll just tell us something happened, the same way a bunch of animals just happened to attack the colony. They don't want us to know about the monsters and other worse stuff. They want us to think everything is fine, but it's not. This planet isn't as nice as they say it is. He shakes his head. They hate that they can't control us. You and Dis watch the adults carry Uncle Tonan's body away. From the way he's practically vibrating, you can tell Dis wants to ask more questions about what happened. After a few awkward minutes, he sneaks away without saying anything, probably to try to go take a look at the body. At least Tammy isn't around to see this, you think. At least they're together now, wherever people go when they die. Poor Uncle Tonan. You watch Utopia bend over to get a hug from Utica, wiping her eyes as she finally cries. Utica has never been the most comforting presence in your life, but it seems to help. Utopia will probably be the next chief surveyor. At 24, she'll be the youngest council member. She was only a toddler when the stratosphere left Earth. Apparently her sharp eye and hoverbike flying skills are the best in expeditions. Okay. Okay. Alright, we're in Glow. Oh, there's a crystal. Mars likes crystals. Alright. Let's check in with Mom. Your mom gives you a stern look. Be careful, she warns you. Now that we know for a fact it isn't safe out there during Glow, I won't have you venturing close to the walls. Stay where I can see you, close to the ship. Tell her what you learned today. Well, you haven't really been in school for a while, or even in engineering, but you tell your mom about some paperwork you had to deal with. You're pretty good at organization, so it was easy. Do you ever know why we call it paperwork? Your mom laughs. It's true. It's not like you're sorting actual paper. Back on Earth, we used to have to use paper to... Nah, never mind. She slaps you on the back. Good for you for having your your head together. That's my mom. Alright. I think because this is the last month, I'm gonna go to the crew quarters and chill out. Spend several hours a day obsessively checking the local HoloNet for updates. With so few people in the colony, social media can be very dead. It feels like you're talking to yourself sometimes. You try to start a few conversations, but most people are busy at work or school. Alright. Took the month off. Sure, let's forget this. It's been a quiet glow, but the grim, surreal darkness of the season reminds you of last year's violence. As the months wear on, you overhear arguments at dinner, adults worrying that an attack is still coming, and others who think the first one was a fluke. Surveyors mention seeing new tracks in the forest, but are shushed so people don't panic. The gates are closed. You drill emergency procedures, filing soundlessly from the classroom to the creche to hide under tables, waiting for the sirens to call the all clear. You drill and prepare and worry, but nothing happens. Then, just as glow is starting to wane, the toxic purple spill of the wormhole fading as the suns almost rise past the horizon again, the sirens start. You're reading a holonovel in bed when you hear them, followed by the stomp of boots down the hallway outside your quarters. An alert flashes on your holopalm. Shelter in the creche, this is not a drill. You get another message from your dad. Me and Mom are going to stay in the greenhouses. We're safe. Just follow Auntie Anne to the creche and wait for us, okay? Don't worry. We're way more prepared than we were last year. Love you. Stay safe. You could go to the creche where you belong, or you could follow the security guards and see what's happening see what's happening at the gates. Let's see. Need bravery 10 or greater. Let's go to the creche. Get +5 loyalty. I have 0 rebellion. You head to the children's creche. Even with just the emergency lights on, your feet could never forget the way. When you get there, you spot Tangent and Dis huddled together on the beanbag chairs. Dis is stone-faced as usual, and he's holding Tangent in his arms. You can't remember the last time you saw them this close. Tang must be really scared. You take a seat on a beanbag chair and wait. Other children filter into the room after you. Anemone, her little brother's Nugget. You don't see him, so Cal must be sheltering with your parents in the greenhouses. You hope they're okay. Let's talk to Dis and Tang. It's so dumb that they won't let us outside, Dis grumbles. We live here too. We deserve to know what's going on. They're treating us like little kids. I'm not even scared. You search his face for signs he's lying to sound cool, but his bad mood is sincere. Tangent smacks his arm. Don't be ridiculous, she snaps. There's dangerous animals out there. Dis just shrugs. Nothing scares him. You don't hear much from outside. After a while, the sirens sound all clear, and you all file back to your quarters. Your mom and dad join you right away and give you a big hug, and thank you for following their instructions. When things have calmed down, you overhear your parents talking. I'm not going to be the first to congratulate Rhett, but all of his defensive improvements were exactly what we needed, your mom grumbles. Ugh, he's going to be insufferable at the next council meeting. Well, good job, Rhett. Your dad pats her hand. Credit where credit's due, Flulubelle, he says as he smiles, and he smiles despite herself, and she smiles despite herself. It could have been worse. Your mom nods, and they both sit in silence before your dad speaks again. Poor Hal, he sighs. What a way to go. Professor Hal? Your parents startle. Hey, Pumpkinhead, your dad says. Yeah, they're going to announce it in a few hours after everyone's had a chance to calm down. He didn't make it. What happened? Don't worry about that, your mom replies, shooting your dad a look to keep him from talking. It's adult stuff, okay? You guys won't be able to go into the engineering wing for a little bit, not until it's decontaminated. You curl up quietly to think. Professor Hal can't just die. He can't just be gone. He's your teacher. And the engineering wing is where you take classes. You can't imagine something bad happening in such a safe place. You fall asleep, thinking for sure there's been some mistake. Hello? turns into early quiet. So it's the next year. All right, we got a bunch of cards. We earned some friendship. All right, I guess we are starting age 12. Plus 35 loyalty, plus 60 kudos, start age 12. Okay, guys, it's 3:26 where I am. We're gonna save. New save. Day 3. Okay. Main menu. All right, everyone. It's been great streaming for everybody. I hope you all have a great day. And until next time, take very good care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.